Well, we've given you a lot of updates recently on the trade talks with Brexit and the fisheries, especially. And we've also mentioned how it's primarily Emmanuel Macron and the French who are kicking off because we're not giving them free access to UK waters. Well, yet. The way the negotiations are going, Boris Johnson and David Frost, the chief negotiator, have consistently said that we're not going to give access to UK waters randomly. But it's no longer just about the French, is it? The Dutch are coming out to complain. Not just to complain. The Dutch are now claiming that the British waters are their waters and they should have a right, a full right, to come and take our fish and then sell it back to us. So this is the headline talking about how the Dutch fishermen are furious over the whole Brexit fishing feud, and they're claiming that these are, I mean, one of them specifically, one of the leading fishermen has said that these are my waters, and backed by the others in the industry, which is quite embarrassing because you got the leaders, I mean, from the Netherlands, working with Michel Barnier, who's leading the negotiations from the EU side. Michel Barnier has been feeling all the pressure from Macron's side because they are quite close, and now he's also getting it from the so-called fiscally conservative country, the Netherlands, who have at this point no respect for sovereignty of a different country. So this is what they have, and you have this person, Guido Betsema, who is one of the leading fishermen in the Netherlands, who has been fishing in UK waters for years and years, and he's worried about his his side, the Dutch side, because if they lose full access, then how will they survive? But again, post Brexit and post transition period, we're going to go back to, well, we'll have to go back to what we used to have in terms of the borders, whether it's mainland or water. That's one thing that's quite clear. But this guy has said that Brexit came as a surprise to us, and not a good surprise. Well, fair. I am worried. It is like a monster emerging. I fish in British waters 80% of the year, and if I'm not allowed to fish there anymore, I'll have to go somewhere else. Well, feel free to go somewhere else. It's not really a shock or like some sort of monster emerging. It's a country taking back control of their sovereignty and democracy and their laws. We've said this for the past 4 years. Everyone's now used to it. But he's again saying that other colleagues are already fishing in Dutch waters. So if I go there, we have to share. Interesting. So if you go, if he goes to other parts, because there are other member states, also fishing there, he won't have full access. He has to share with them. Well, go share. You can't just randomly take our fish and sell it back to us. That's one problem. And then we got one of the representatives for the Dutch fishermen who has shared similar worries, saying that this could have a bad domino effect. For instance, in this fishing community, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 vessels will have to stop. Then there is no break-even position economically for the auction, and yeah, it will be quite chaotic because these idiots, didn't spend the last 4 years preparing for this. He has, as we said, Betsema said that these are my waters, and I know them like the back of my hand. Well, are they your waters, Betsema? Because again, as I said, these people are pretending that this is like some sort of shock decision. You had 4 years. It's because the European Union leaders and the Commission, the bureaucrats, have been going around telling all these industries and businesses that, don't worry, Brexit is happening, but it's not going to be a real Brexit because they were dealing with Theresa May. So they reassured all these industries that, for example, with fisheries, that we'll continue to have full access to UK waters until now because they're dealing with David Frost. Having said that, the negotiations are still ongoing. I'm not claiming that I know exactly what the government is going to be doing. What if they change their mind? What if they give some sort of access to the Netherlands and France? And because we'll have one of the MEPs, European MEPs, who has claimed this is the problem. She's claiming that Brexiteers have lied to voters during the referendum, saying that we'll take back control of our fisheries and everything. She's claiming that the bloc, the EU, will continue to have full access to UK waters. Now we know exactly what she's doing. This is the one. She's she was the vice chair of the EU Fisheries Committee, who is dividing the Brexit side in the UK. they have been using this tactic since 2016, since the referendum. Every now and then they come out and say something to divide the Brexit side, and sometimes it's worked. You remember when Theresa May was Prime Minister? You had Brexiteers on various sides. You have pro-deal Brexiteers, you had no-deal Brexiteers, you had people who wanted to give some concessions when it comes to the City of London. And she's doing the same thing again. She's saying all this stuff. Who is she to know what's happening with the UK government's negotiation, the team and the tactics? Because she's claiming that she knows exactly what's happening, and she's claiming that the EU will definitely continue to have access. Now, she might be right in terms of the outcome, but there's no guarantee. It is true. The one thing that she's saying that's true, could be, is that there's no guarantee that the Boris Johnson's team will definitely take back control. They could still change their mind last minute and give concessions. At this point, they say no, obviously. But if it does happen, it will betray these people. You know, all the UK fisheries, not just the businesses, but individuals and the families who have been relying on this. This is, you know, their livelihood, and it's not just the economy or the business or the industry. This is a symbolic thing. This is part of the whole take back control of democracy and sovereignty and your own laws. And if you betray the UK fisheries, then obviously it's not going to end well for the Tory government. But again, they know the pressure. David Frost, Boris Johnson, all these guys, Michael Gove especially, they know the pressure. That's why they're pushing the EU. They're making sure that, you know, we don't have to kind of concede on this in this area. And things could change because now the European Union are using various tactics to force Boris Johnson's hand. So one thing is that they're giving massive warnings to the City of London. They are saying that, you know, if you don't concede on that area, we won't give full access to our European markets, the financial sector. Well, yes, I get that as a continent, as you know, the EU 27 are playing a major role, especially Frankfurt in Germany. But at the same time, don't forget, London is the center of obviously the financial sector in the world. This is the hub, a global hub. We've had all the warnings since the referendum saying that, you know, the European and UK banks will move from Britain. In fact, we've had financial firms from Europe, from Germany, from France, actually moving to London since the referendum, because they know, just in case, they know that UK and the EU might cancel their kind of full-on relationship when it comes to the financial sector and financial services. That's why they're bringing their branches to London, so that they still have access to the hub, because we still work with the Far East Asia, with America and other continents. So, you know, threatening the City of London is quite childish. And as we've said so many times, they need us more than we need them. And but there is the headline in the Express today talking about how the EU could be becoming nervous, and the first concession could be happening. And this breakthrough that obviously this article is talking about is essentially based on state aid. So this whole level playing field stuff could either be very vast. It's not right. We shouldn't say yes to level playing field, because that means we won't be a fully free country. We won't be able to fully sign free trade deals with other countries in the world. But they have hinted, apparently, that if the UK keep similar arrangements when it comes to the EU state aid rules, it could be fine. Now, for those of you who don't know, obviously the EU have the state aid rules where member states and countries they can't nationalize or subsidize randomly their own industries because, you know, competition rules. Whilst I don't like interventionist policies, you telling us what we can or can't do, I am against subsidizing and nationalizing stuff. So if this is a concession, I'm not scared. But I don't know what David Frost will do with this, because they are claiming that establishing a common approach between both sides for state aid policies could allow Boris Johnson complete control over Britain's system. So again, one of the sources have said that we need an understanding of what we consider the common rules. Again, it's all about the scope, right? It's all about the level of access when it comes to these policies and the level playing field. I don't want any of it. You know, I'm a WTO Brexiteer. We voted to leave. give us a free trade deal, a simple one. Otherwise, we don't need you. We have taken control of our table when it comes to WTO. So that's fine. Now, the European Union are having their own problems with their own member states. Switzerland might be kicking off because there could be a new bid by the opposition party and the right-wingers in Switzerland who have started this new project. And it's becoming quite popular when it comes to the Swiss voters and the electorate. This is all about the Swiss border and the immigration policies. They want to take back control of their borders and their laws. Now, obviously, the current rulers of Switzerland and the Eurocrats, they're not in favor. But this could be something that the voters could be pushing, and obviously the opposition parties and politicians. So that's the main thing. This is the biggest problem for the European Union. They can't even keep their partners or their member states kind of together, let alone negotiating a complicated trade deal with the United Kingdom. Wanted to give you a quick update on this issue so that you guys know what's happening, because the mainstream media aren't really talking about any of this. They're concerned about political gossip, but it's okay because we are the media and we will report the truth. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell next to it. Apparently some people aren't really getting notified, so most of you know that the videos come out at 5:45 p.m. and 8 p.m. every day, so make sure to tune in at those times. If you don't get a notification, the videos should still come out. Just go on the channel page and you will be able to find them. And if you want to support the channel, become a member, check out the link in the description, or just go on youtube.com/myitc/join. I'm myitc, and I'll see you guys in the next video.